Hello again, Pouring Nation. For those of you that don't know, I am a software developer by trade. I've worked in the technology industry for 15, 20 years now, and I have never thought of myself as an artistic person. The reason why this channel is named Left Brain Artist is because I'm a left brain. I am a calculus, math whiz. That's how my brain is. I can't even draw a stick figure well. One thing I love about acrylic pouring, and the reason why I fell in love with this art form, is because I can take an analytical approach to mixing up the paint and choosing colors and the mediums and the techniques, and I can create art. It's amazing. And I think anyone can do acrylic pouring. And one of the things that I find a lot of people that watch my channel is they're in the same boat. They don't necessarily feel artistic all the time. They feel like they can do that with acrylic pouring. And one of the traps I think we all fall into is we do everything we can to make it as streamlined as possible rather than actually learn the art and the art form. And one of those pieces is color. With so many color choices, I have hundreds of different colors here. I have racks and racks of color. And in a lot of cases, I don't have to make my own colors. I can just choose a color out of the bin and use that. However, if we really want to get a painting that is very similar to a picture that we have or very similar to something someone else has done, we need to learn how to create colors from other colors. And over the last couple of months, I've been studying that, and I found a few different places that are amazing teachers of color. Not the in-depth color theory we've seen, but a real use case, work it, small lessons at a time, that have really helped me to understand how to create colors, how to make my own colors, how to dull colors. And I think you need to know that too, and I think you'll be more successful acrylic pouring when you do that. Today I'm going to talk about a friend of mine that over the last year or so I've been working with. His name's Chris Breier. And he is a traditional acrylic artist. The thing I love about Chris is he actually can take art, break it down to its basic form, and somebody like me that I have never thought that I could actually mix my own colors, I have started to feel comfortable doing it. And I think it's a skill you need, and I'm going to show you kind of how I did it and some of the things that I used to learn along the way, and I hope this provides beneficial. And in the end, can you imagine if you could buy 6 colors and create thousands of other colors? That is where I want you to be. So let's take a peek. All right, so today I'm going to show you how to create these colors for a pour. I know you guys have seen a picture, have seen something outside, and have said, man, I would love to use those colors in an acrylic pour. You absolutely can. If somebody like me can learn it, you absolutely also can learn it. So we're actually going to create all of these colors by hand, and we're only going to use 5 colors. Ultramarine blue, chrome yellow, magenta, titanium white, and phthalo blue. Now the reason why I'm using these ones is, one, I can get them in bulk from Blick. They're cheap. These would be considered student grade acrylics, but they actually work really well. And I'm going to do my mixing on a circle Lollivifi mat that I have. You can do this on glass. You can do it on the special paper that they have for mixing. You can do it inside your cup. It's just hard for me to show you me mixing inside a cup. So I'm going to mix a couple of colors here on the mat just to make it easier for you guys to see. And one thing I love, I mentioned Chris Breier before about my friend Chris Breier, is he makes things so easy. If you haven't seen his TikTok, I will show it down below here and link it in the description. He matches colors and it's amazing. And I don't have near as much practice as he does, but he recently put out a course that I have done that is super easy, really inexpensive, and gives you all the knowledge that you need to make your own standard colors. I'll link that in the description below. There's no affiliate link. I'm not making any money off of that. I really think it's one of the best courses that I have taken, one of the best YouTube teachers I have had on color theory without all the heavy terminology and the things that have turned me off from trying to learn color theory in the past. So the first thing he teaches is you really have three primary colors. You have red, yellow, and blue, and then you have white to lighten things up. Now the reason they have two kinds of blue, the phthalo blue and the ultramarine blue, some colors are easier and quicker to make with these two different blues. Just depends on if you want more of a green blue or a red blue. Essentially what he teaches is, okay, take your color, whatever color you want to create, and what is the primary color you need to make that color first. So for this, it's a very light, you can hardly see it with the white here, but it's a very light off-white color. And just looking at it, I know it has a little bit of yellow in it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take some white, and I want to do a painting, probably a 10 by 20 painting or something, so I need 8 ounces of paint or so, but I don't want a lot of the white in it, so we're going to start with that. And then I know I need a teeny tiny bit of yellow. Now yellow can tint really quickly, not quite as much as blue does, so look, that's it. That's all the yellow I'm going to use initially. I'm going to use this little plastic tool that I got from Michael's, and I'm just going to pop that in there and mix it up. So look how yellow that already got. Mix that up well. And now I know, one, I'm way too yellow, and so I probably need a little bit more white. And this is not quite the bright yellow that this has here, so I need a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of red. And again, I'm doing barely any here because of how light this is. And one thing you also need to recognize is most acrylic paints are going to dry darker than what you see. The one thing I love about Chris is he's not worried about getting the exact color. He's worried about getting 80% there, because most people aren't going to be able to tell the difference between 80%. Now if I take this color that I've created, it's pretty similar, and just put it on my paper. So we can see here that it's a little bit brighter than the color there, but for the painting, I think that'll be just fine. So really all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that color, put it in my container, and then I'll mix this with medium and move on. So the next color we're going to look at is this light blue. Now, if you'll see here, this blue, and I'll probably put up the actual digital image instead of looking at this. My printer is a pale comparison of the actual colors if I'm looking at it online. But this blue is a little bit blue, but it's kind of on the green side. But again, it's going to be light blue, so really I'm going to start with white. And I want a bit of this. And then, if I look at these two, it seems like the phthalo blue is going to be the better one for this. And the thing about blue is its tinting strength is very, very high. So it tints quickly with a little bit of paint, especially to white. So again, I'm just going to take my palette knife and mix that up really well. And now I can tell here, one, I am too blue, and two, probably not dark enough, but let's try. The beauty of how Chris teaches is it's, okay, let's make one small adjustment first and then come back. So in this case, I'm too blue. So what do we need to add to blue to get a more green color? A little bit yellow. That is probably too much, so I'm going to put some over here. Look how easy this is. We're just going very slowly. We're, again, taking an analytical approach, checking, observing our results, and then pivoting based on that. Now I'm looking much better. I might want a tiny bit more blue. I'm going to do this to make it easier for me. Actually, that's not a bad thing if I put that on the paper there. So you can see it's still a little bit, I think I need a little bit more blue. When that dries, that's going to be very close. Look how easy this is. And now we're going to do a sped up version of me pouring these colors on my 10 by 20 canvas.